Hi everyone, so we're back, and the last time we were both with you, we were actually talking about Marshall. So today, once again, we're here back and we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Fifi, she's Fanny, and we are here today to talk to you about our favorite brand. So we last spoke about the Marshall ANC. So I know, Fanny, have you tried the Marshall ANC since the last time?
I did, and I've been using it every day ever since for all my Zoom calls. And guys, the last time I opened it, I haven't tried it, I haven't used it, but now I did, and I can assure you it is the most comfortable headphones ever, and it's so compact, and yeah, and I absolutely love it. And I love it that, you know, whenever it dies halfway, I actually have the cables. Yeah, the cables have saved my life many times. So if you guys are looking for a pair of headphones, remember, check out our previous video on the replay page on LazLive. And yeah, this is really a must-have. This circuit breaker, even after circuit breaker is over, when the borders are open, I cannot wait to go traveling with it. So yeah, so yes, this is what it has been for me. And Fifi, how has it been for you?
It's been fun. I think we need to reintroduce ourselves to people who will be joining us for the first time. So let me just tell you guys a little bit about ourselves. So we are actually from, I'm going to make use of my Zoom background. We're from TC Acoustic.
Yay!
Yes, and we're actually the distributors of Marshall in Singapore. And besides that, we are also, recently I have been listening to my friend who just released a song called Mama How for Mother's Day. His face is cut off, but he's Glenn Yong. Go and check it out. He had quite a cool song. He actually rapped in it, and his first time rapping, and did a video. So that was cool. Go and check him out. And besides that, lastly, yeah, today we're here to talk about the brand Marshall. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be fun because today we're actually going to introduce a new product, and it's not released in the market at all. We're going to have a sneak peek of a product that's coming up. And before I introduce the product, you need to know firstly that Marshall has a few ranges of products. They have headphones. So if you haven't checked out the headphones, go and check it out. They also have portable speakers, which includes the Stockwell, the Kilburn, and the Tufton. And then there is the home speakers, which is, people might know it a bit more. So it's the Acton, Stanmore, and Woburn, right? And then today we actually talk about a new range of products, and that is actually the voice speakers that Marshall has. So they're actually introducing a new voice speaker into their whole range, and it is the first time that they are showing this product in Singapore. So before I say more, we're going to show you a video. So why don't you watch the video to find out more first.
Uxbridge Voice is engineered to create a thunderous sound from its compact frame. An advanced setup with high-end components come together to produce screaming highs and hard-hitting lows for a brilliantly balanced sound only Marshall can deliver. Consider this speaker your backstage pass to every song on the planet. You can connect with Wi-Fi, Chromecast built-in, AirPlay 2 or Bluetooth. Access to the world's music has never been easier. Ask your Google Assistant to play and control your favorite music, podcasts and radio from the most popular streaming services, and you're ready to listen. Feel your home with immersive sound by building a multi-room system with any Chromecast built-in or AirPlay 2 enabled speaker. Wirelessly play different songs in each room, or bring it all together and play the same song throughout the entire home. Simply start with one speaker and build your system over time. With the Google Assistant, you can enjoy the songs you love no matter what room you're in. You can also plan your day, set alarms, and easily control smart devices around your home just by using your voice. It's the smart way to listen to music and so much more. This speaker combines contemporary technology with iconic Marshall design to deliver hard-hitting sound while retaining a classic look. Classic Marshall details such as salt and pepper fret, brass accents, and the iconic script logo adorn the sturdy frame of Uxbridge Voice, giving a subtle nod to the brand's heritage and over 55 years of loud. You'll want to proudly display this speaker in any room. Easily set up your Marshall Voice speaker in just a few steps with the Google Home app, available in the App Store or the Google Play Store. Fine-tune your music to meet your requirements. You can use the rocker buttons on your speaker's top panel to perfect your sound according to the room you're in. Simply adjust the volume, treble and bass with the brass buttons. Marshall Voice speakers use a far-field microphone array for smart voice recognition and noise cancellation. OK Google, turn it up. Marshall Uxbridge, the compact sonic powerhouse with the Google Assistant.
And the product is the Uxbridge. Yeah, so it's pronounced as Uxbridge, but it's spelled as Uxbridge. So make sure when you call the product, you must sound like a pro and call it properly. It's the Uxbridge. So really, it's part of the new voice speaker that Marshall has, and it also really has the iconic design that everyone loves about the Marshall speaker.
Vivi, I need to stop you right here.
Yes.
Okay, before we go into design, right? Because I know that everybody knows a Marshall speaker when they see it. I mean, iconic. But I have a question that I really wanted to find out. So this is called Uxbridge, right? Uxbridge, Uxbridge. And then we have like, I don't know, Stanmore, Cuban, Tufton, Acton, everything. Why are Marshall speakers' names so interesting and sometimes a little bit hard to remember?
Okay, that's a very good question. So actually, we asked that question before. And the reason why it's named after all these weird names is that all these names are actually cities that is all over UK. And the reason why products have these names is because the Marshall brand was actually founded in UK. It's actually a British brand and it was founded in 1962. And it has been over 55 years of loud, and they have been doing great speakers for so long. And really, it is the birthplace of also a lot of good music and a lot of good bands. So, I believe when you have good music, you also have good speakers that come out of it. So for me, I actually have two favorite bands from UK. One of it is, and let me show you, ding ding, Queen fans, giving you a shout out. And the other one is definitely our Abbey Road friends, Beatles. Yeah, yeah, it's a place that has many good music history, and because of that as well, Marshall has a huge heritage in music history as well. So I'm sure many of you would have seen Marshall amps on stage before during concerts and all that, but now you can have the Marshall amp sound in a small speaker that you have. Yeah. So today we want to introduce a little bit more about these products, and I have the black, Fanny has the white. She also has the black at the back behind her. Yeah, Fanny confessed that you have two. So
I have two.
this is the voice speaker, and it has all the iconic things that Marshall likes about their design. So firstly, it has all your golden points that you can interact with. So yeah, I'm showing the top where you can change the treble, bass, and volume. And then you can also do all your voice things here. So later on, we'll talk a bit more about voice. But also, you can see all your gold rims and all that. That's really, really nice. The salt and pepper grill that is really on all of the Marshall speakers. And really, one of the things that Marshall wants to really encourage all the consumers is to interact with the product. So you will realize that it's very nice to touch and press. It has sounds. And this actually helps you to EQ your own sound. So for some of you who have preferences on a louder bass, you can actually increase your bass here. Everything can be customized to what you like. So that's the best thing about Marshall speakers is that you can kind of customize the sound to what you like and the different kind of music that you're playing. And it's actually really, really small. So I have a Huawei phone. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an Android user. Fanny, what phone do you have?
I have an XR, iPhone XR.
Yeah, Apple versus Android. Huawei is the best one, by the way. Huawei is the only way. So, just to show you the price comparison, right? Okay, this is the Huawei against the thing. You can see it's actually the same size. It's a P30 Pro. But Fanny, you actually have the XR, right? And it's the same size as the XR. Yeah, so it's really, really small. And this speaker is actually really light. That's why you can see that all of us are carrying it in one hand. It's actually less than 1.5 kg. Yeah, I do not advise you to do what Fanny is doing right now. But yeah, so it's really a very portable and a voice speaker. It's meant for you it's plugged in, so it's not a portable speaker. But I think, Fanny, you can introduce to us a little bit more about the voice functions. Because for all of you who don't know, Fanny, during the circuit breaker period, has been lacking a little bit of social interaction. So she has been sharing a bit about she's been sharing with me about how she's been talking a lot to Google on her own. So Fanny, do you want to tell us more? What have you been doing with your voice friends?
Yes, so I found a new friend this circuit breaker, and the friend's name is Google. Google is my best friend right now because every morning and every night, it is the first and the last thing I do. And let me tell you why. Okay, I'm not crazy. I still have other friends that I meet on Zoom. But the reason why I speak to it every day is because I actually have Google Assistant built in on this Marshall speaker. And so this is actually built in. It's connected to the power source so that further, and I'm going to show you how I interact with it. But with Google Assistant, I actually have routines. And so with Uxbridge that has Google Assistant built in, I actually can now bring all my routines from Google onto this Uxbridge. So yeah, so let's start with a night. So last night before I go to bed, or every night rather, I will always want to know like what time is it, not what time is it, but what's the temperature right now, so that I can decide whether I keep my aircon on or not. You know, nowadays in the middle of the night, thunderstorm and like yeah, or if not, it'll be very humid. So yeah, knowing the temperature just helps me make my decision. And I will always ask what time does the sun rise? Yes. And then Google actually will let me know the time and then replies me and ask me what time do I want to set my alarm for. So this is a really strategic decision, because I will only wake up when the sun is up, because if I wake up and the sun is not up and it's all dark, I will fall back to sleep. Yes, so it's not good. Yeah, and then so that's what I do. And then after the routine is done, Google actually plays me some noise. And I don't know about you guys, but I like sleep sounds, and my choice of sleep sounds are thunderstorms. Because no, everybody here, when it's raining outside, you will want to crawl under your blanket and sleep, and that's the most comfortable thing. So that's why if it's not raining, I make the rain come myself. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm gonna show you guys how Google talks to me at night. Okay.
Okay.
So, yes. Okay, Google. Good night. Oh, it's not replying.
Right now, it's 29 degrees and mostly cloudy there. Today, there will be isolated thunderstorms, with a forecasted high of 31 and a low of 27. Due to the current humidity, it feels like it's 36. The sun will rise at 6:55 a.m. What time should I set the alarm for?
7 a.m.
It looks like there's already an alarm set for then. Good night, Fanny.
Wow.
Yeah, it prompts me I've already set an alarm.
Your Google even knows your name. I guess you've been talking a lot to your Google.
Yeah. Why is it not playing my thunderstorms? It should play my thunderstorms.
I guess it knows that it shouldn't be your bedtime right now.
Yeah, okay, so usually, right, I have thunderstorms that comes through. And yeah, the good thing about Google is that, you know, if you don't know where to find night sound, because I know some people like to sleep to like white noise and everything, it's actually available on the Google Home app. So when you set your routines, you can actually choose to end off with music, sleep sounds, or nothing at all. And if you choose sleep sounds, they actually give you a whole array of like functions, noise that you can hear. So you have white noise, you have thunderstorms, rains, ocean, I don't know, like, yeah, those, you know, soothing sounds that you
Can
can
you
hear.
ask Google to play your thunderstorms now?
Okay, Google, play thunderstorms. Yeah, so thunderstorms. So yeah, I fall asleep to this. Don't you think it's very comforting to know that you're under your blanket when there's a thunderstorm out there? So when it doesn't rain, I make my own rain. Yeah,
Wow.
and then yeah, so the good thing about sleep sounds is that after a while, it actually turns off automatically. So if you don't want to use sleep sounds, you can actually set music to end off your night routines as well. And you can choose the playlist you want to hear, and you can also set the duration. So if I usually listen to playlists, it is 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it will turn off. Yeah, so you can actually choose that. So yeah, that's my night routine for you guys.
Wow, Fanny, sounds like you have a very interesting night routine, and you have Google that says good night to you. So sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So my good friend, my best friend. Yes.
Yeah, for me, I don't like people talking to me, so I actually have a sleep timer on a playlist.
Oh
So
yeah.
I listen- yeah, Google doesn't speak to me, but Freddie Mercury sings to me before I sleep.
Wow.
But for you, I know that Google speaks to you in the morning as well. So what does Google tell you in the morning?
Right. So in the morning, I used to find out a lot of things from Google, like how's the weather, how's the commute and everything. But now it's all redundant to me as I'm at home. But it's very important that as I'm staying at home, I want to be updated about what's happening around me in the outside world. And so in the morning, as I get ready for work, have my coffee, have my breakfast, the one thing I want to know is what's happening in the world today. And this is how Google helps me keep up to date. So I'm going to show you guys, and you guys can join me in being updated by my best friend. So here goes. Okay, Google, tell me the latest news.
Here's the latest news. From Channel News Asia headline news at 9:05 a.m. today.
Educational.
Yeah, what's happening?
Google is not getting up to date.
It's loading.
Australia is urging China to engage in discussions to ease trade tensions.
Bet you guys didn't know
Canada
that.
called for an international
Wow, political news at the morning, so intense. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna stop it. It goes
Beijing has
on.
recently suspended
So the good thing about news, right, is that you can actually get to select the news services you want. So after Channel News Asia, I actually get US news. I think it's from either BBC or Bloomberg. Now I can't remember offhand, but after that, it's actually US. And then after US, I actually have this thing called Inc., which is a productivity tip for the day. So they actually let me know like what are some productive tips for the day. Like, you know, you should set 3 goals to achieve, or like how do you segmentize your life. Yeah, so it's from this website called Inc. Yeah, I think some of you guys might know of it. So once that is all done, it's about 10 to 15 minutes, I would be done with breakfast, done with coffee, and all ready to work. Yes, my boss will be very happy to hear that. I hear tips before I work so that I'll be productive even at home. So that's really helpful for us. So yeah, so once that's done, I don't usually work here. I work at my table that's there. I'm sitting here so that you guys can have a close-up of the Uxbridge. Yeah, but when I'm at my table and I want to hear songs, I don't want to be walking up and down to the shelf and then back. So I actually can speak to Google to play me a playlist. And I have a playlist called PM. Don't ask me why is it called PM. It's just called PM. And I play it. So I'm going to try and let you guys hear it. So, okay, Google, play me my playlist PM.
All right, here's your Spotify playlist called PM.
Yeah, and circles on. I think PM was called Post Malone because the first song I added into the playlist was Post Malone's song. But this is the only Post Malone song in the entire playlist. So yeah, everything else is not suitable for me. So yeah, so this is circles, and yeah, it's a bit loud. Yeah.
You can use Google to search for songs as well, right?
Yeah, I can. Okay, Fifi, what song do you want to hear?
A Khalid song.
Okay, Google, play Khalid.
All right, here's Khalid on Spotify.
Wow. If you can play the song that I know, that'll be even more impressive.
Okay, Google, turn up the volume.
I think your best friend doesn't want to work for me. Your best friend.
Okay, Google, turn up the volume.
The volume's at 3.
It's only at 3. Okay, Google, turn up the volume to 5. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, so what song is this?
I have no idea. Probably his latest song. I haven't heard his latest song yet.
Right. Okay. So yeah, let me check out. It should be on my phone somewhere on what's playing, so I can get to control it.
Did you watch his concert when he came last year?
Oh, it's called 11.
Oh right.
Yeah. So so the good thing about this is that I'm just gonna pause it right now because it's too loud. Okay, Google, turn volume to 1. Okay, I'm gonna let it play the background. But the cool thing is that, so if I'm on my table, right, I will use my phone to check out what is playing. So as you guys can see, it's 11 by Khalid, new song maybe. And you can guys see here that it's actually via the Uxbridge. Yeah, this is the Spotify Connect. So even as I'm on my table, once I started playing it, I don't have to walk back here. I can actually control all of my songs from my phone. Because sometimes, you know, like you have selected songs you want to listen to, or you might want to switch devices from like Uxbridge to any other Spotify Connect that is available in your house. Like I have Sonos, I have Clips, and then I can just change things around. So I control everything from my phone right at my table. So this is how I usually start my day with Google on Uxbridge. And yeah, so that's that. And then what else? I actually talked to it quite a bit. Oh, yeah, really important. So many of you guys will probably experience this, but as you are at work, everybody's so hardworking and productive at home, right? That you guys just work and work and work, and you kind of lose track of time. So you kind of not sure what time it is. You know, when you're in office, the moment it hits 12, even if you are not hungry, someone in your office is hungry. And like, guys, it's time for lunch. And then people will remind me that, oh, it's time for lunch. But I'm at home, I'm always at my table, I work really hard. Yes, so I don't know when it's time for lunch. So I actually can get Google to set a timer for me or set an alarm. So let's try this. Google's a bit soft right now, so I'm just going to turn it up since I'm here. And I'm just going to use my hands because I actually love touching it. Yeah, louder. So, okay, Google, set an alarm at 12 p.m.
There's already an alarm set for them.
Right, so now
You already have an alarm for lunch, Fanny, as you can
always
hear.
have an alarm for lunch at 12. Yeah, so that's how I use Google, and I can set timers as well. So I'm just gonna set a timer for like maybe 5. Okay, I'm just gonna set a timer for 5. So okay, Google, set a timer in 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, so starting now it's 5 minutes because I have to head back to work. So, and of course, if you love Uxbridge already, leave it in your comments below. You guys have only 5 more minutes to make yourself known, heard, whatever. So do it. And yeah, so that's how I use Google. And what else? It's really interesting, you know. I always thought that people use Google Assistant for many other things like control their smart homes, smart TVs, smart lights and all. But then I actually saw a recent survey that actually showed that the top 5 functions that people actually use for Google Assistant does not require smart home at all. Yeah, so let me just find it. Oh yeah, so right, the top function that people use for smart speakers in Singapore is actually number 1, to search for and play songs. So a whopping 61% of people do that. And I just showed you how you can do it. 46% of people set alarms. 42% of people check the time. 30% actually set timers. 35% set timers, and 32% actually read or check the news via Google Assistant. So for many of you guys,
All of that.
what?
You're doing all of it. You are
I
like
did all of it.
top 5.
That's our top 5.
Okay.
Woohoo! I always knew that I had to be forward in some things. Yeah, so it's actually quite interesting. I know like many of us, sometimes when we think of like smart speakers, we think like, oh, but I don't have like smart home at home. I don't have smart TV, so like there's no point getting a smart speaker. But actually, those top 5 functions, you can do it with just the Uxbridge alone. And it really helps make your day more productive. Yeah, so Fifi, are you going to be trying them someday?
I have it right beside me right now. So I'm gonna get it to start playing me productivity tips. Then to increase my productivity as well. And remind me for lunch. That's what I've learned.
Lunch, very important. Dinner.
There's the last one that you didn't tell everyone. There is your facial routine.
Oh, whoops. I was contemplating I wanted to say that. Okay, so right, so the timer function, right, guys? Most people cook and they need timers. So yeah, then they set timers. Oh, I don't cook, so I actually found one amazing purpose for timers at home, and that is for my face mask. Okay, so you guys know when you put on face mask, right? You're supposed to remove it after like 20 minutes or so. Like you don't want it to stay on whole day because it will like really like dry up and everything. But then like usually when I put on face mask, I'm not going to check the time. I'm just going to be like doing my own thing, scrolling through Instagram, replying people's text messages, or I might even take like a power nap. Then I need to know that it's time to wake up and that
Remove your mask.
Face mask.
Yep.
So every time I put my face mask, I'll say, okay, G, I'm not gonna say its name, it's gonna stop my colleague from playing. I was like, okay, set a timer for 20 minutes, and it does. So in 20 minutes time, it will ring and it will tell me, okay, it's time to remove your face mask and get back to whatever you're doing. So yes, that's how I use timers in my life. Some of you guys are Fitspos. You can use timer for your HITs, your Tabatas. I will try to do that. Like
Yes, or you can try cooking as well.
yeah, like, or even if you are cooking cup noodles, 3 minutes of a timer is fine too. Yes. So that's how timers actually come to play in my life. Really interesting. Yeah, so that's that's all for Google Assistant. That's how it became my best friend. And I think it will continue to be my best friend because now I'm so used to hearing its voice every night and every morning that, yeah, I think it will stay my best friend for quite a while.
Yeah. So, I know that Marshall, they also have other voice speakers. So this is Uxbridge is really the introduction to the whole range. But we also have Acton Voice and Stanmore Voice that's also available. So if you're interested in any of the voice speakers, please go down to Last Mall on Marshall and go and check it out because they're all on a special offer right now. So you gotta check it out. Yeah, so I think that's all, Fanny. Has our 5 minutes timer hit?
It just rang. Okay, Google, stop playing. All right, guys, 5 minutes is up. It's time for Fifi and I to get back to work.
Yes.
So I think that's all. Right.
See you guys around again soon.
We will be back for new products. So see you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Stay safe.